Hello, everybody. My name is Stephen Hatothley, and I'm here to talk to you about how I created a movie from start to finish called Res Dogs. And yeah, I'm going to try to make it quick and simple. There's way more to it than what I'm going to talk about. I'm going to talk about just basically how I took an idea, made it to a script, shot it, and got it out into like this. So I literally turned a script into a movie. And check it out. If you guys see that, that's pretty cool. You know, like I didn't yeah, when I first made this, I didn't think like you know, it would take so much work. You know, even this whole cover, stuff like this, like, man, it just took so much because, you know, this is a whole different skill. You know, the graphics and all this, putting this together, man, I don't know. I went through Canva, right? And I tried to, what's the word? Just put anything together, you know? But I was just so burnt out at that point. And so I hired this dude off Facebook. I think he was in England or London. And yeah, for like a couple of £100, it was like 150 pounds. He turned this sucker out, and it was pretty cool because I would never come up with this idea. I came up with something more basic, and so I mean, that is just one of the complexities you'll find when making a movie and stuff. And so yeah, let's go start from the beginning, okay? I don't got that much time, but so you want to make a movie, and that's probably the reason why you're watching this. And you don't have a lot of money, but you have this cool idea, and you know, like most people would think, like, well, I thought, you know, oh man, I'm probably gonna have to probably go to film school, buy a bunch of gear, you know, work with other crews and other small films, get on the good side so they can donate time to you to make your film. And man, there's so many different ways into you know, creating this product, this art. And so a little backstory. I've been interested in film, you know, like movie stuff since I was junior high. I've been creating these like comic books with my buddies. Used to be like, you know, just comics, and you know, from there it just grew into like, man, I want to see this film. It would be cool to do this, and it'd be cool to do that. And so, like, you know, I feel like the next thing from comics was movies, and so I was like, yes, we need some movies. And so so that brought me to my first thing of when it comes to a film is basically the first thing that no one really underestimates is just like, you know, people talk about making a movie, but then like there's a difference between talking and doing in your mind. So what I had to do was switch my mindset into like, you know, switch it from like, oh yeah, I want to do this project, into like, I'm going to do this, and this is how I'm going to do it. And I think when I did that, it made everything seem more real, if that makes sense. So when I wrote my script, it wasn't be like, oh yeah, if I had, you know, $10,000 here, you know, it'd be really cool if I had this shot. It's really cool if I had this scene. No, if I'm going to make this script, if I'm going to make this movie, and if I'm really going to make it, let's like use the stuff I have right now. How am I really going to make it? You know, there's a difference between like what you want and what you have, than like, oh, I'm going to wait for Hollywood to do it. Because there's a difference between Hollywood productions and indie film productions. I mean, sometimes, you know, you got crews that are close to indie or close to Hollywood. But I feel like, you know, this is like, I'm talking about guerrilla indie, like you, there's no There's no roles, or everybody's on deck. The actors are part of the crew sometimes too, and that's a funny story. But I'm trying to make this quick and short. So you have to start with your mindset, and it sounds cliche, right? But you're gonna have to just focus in and saying like, oh yeah, it'd be cool to do this, and be like, okay, I'm gonna do this. Then once you have that, it's like what you call a train. That's what I call it, a train. It's slow, steady, but the momentum carries you. Like it pushes through all the crap you're gonna face. And so, okay, right, just to get your motivation right, your mindset, you be like, okay, I'm gonna do this. You get into your what's that word called? Your writing phase. You're gonna try to think about like what you wanna, what your story is. The best stories come from writing what you know. I know that's another cliche thing, but it's true. I wrote Res Dogs because I grew up on the reservation, and I feel like it'd be a cool story to tell. I mean, from my perspective, and I haven't seen a story like this on the res. Really, since I'm Native American and it's all unknown, and so I clicked to this, and it's I know where to film it. It's my hometown and stuff, and hometown, home reservation, call it what you want. Then I massaged this idea into a workable film that I could shoot. So for example, I had my first script was like, I don't know, almost 180 pages. Had a bunch of like gunfights, car chases and stuff, but one, those are super sketchy and dangerous, and two, I don't have blanks and guns. I don't want to work with that. It's just like, is it believable to the story? Will it carry the story? No. And so I had to scrap all that. I was like, man, it'd be so cool if I had it, but like, you just have to be realistic and be like, no, it's not gonna help the story. And two, it's just yeah, you want to stick to basically what you have available. And so I had a town, couple of locations and stuff, and so okay, cool, I went with that. And so then after that, I kind of cheated, since I already knew this place. I already knew where I want to shoot, and so I kind of drove out those locations, checked it out, and I got that in mind. Then I wrote the story. So I started out with a list, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Took the beats and started with the end and connected it all the way to the top. And so it's screenwriting is a whole different subject in itself, but and once you get the script and write it and you're happy with it and stuff, and at this point, if you're really starting out, you're probably I try to give my script to some bros. They're like, most of them didn't read it. I mean, I think mine was like a 90 or 100 pages or something, and they're not going to read it. It's just weird. And like, I try to give it to my cousin. She was like in a NYU film, and she's like, nah, I'm not gonna read it. It's trash. I know it is. It probably is trash to the NYU stuff. I mean, but you're kind of stuck in that, and so you're gonna have to just push forward, without anybody really reading your scripts, unless you could pay like different sites and stuff. But I had a mindset, I'm making this film no matter what, so I carried on. And so next, you had to go about funding. Funding's a tricky subject.